Well, with Ainz moving in to gain himself a bit more information on runes and dwarves and underground kingdoms, I guess. What is there to really get in his way? If what we heard in the previous episode is to be believed, well, the Dwarven Kingdom's going down the shitter, isn't it? Giving up on the rune crafting itself and favouring more towards magic, the old ways dying out. Which might mean that anyone that is still willing and able to craft those runes may be looking for somewhere else, someone that might appreciate their talents. And so really, I guess, with a new race, a new kingdom that Ainz can talk to, maybe benefit from. Whether or not everyone will be entirely pleased to see him is another thing. But the name of the Sorcerer Kingdom, Nazareth, and everything that comes with it, reaching more ears. It's only a matter of time before someone important hears it. So let's see. Well, we have some dwarves trying to rally some sort of defense. How could an enemy overcome magic? All of their defenses that... Yeah, those soldiers out there really, yeah, they're gonna make it. But there's so many of them. Unless the Quagga have something more threatening. 2. Has there been a... Yeah. They're really fighting one battle down here for their survival. They have the undead appearing. Could their day get any worse? But you don't usually expect to have a civil discussion with the undead. And with everything that's going on at the minute, the dwarves are already in a bad state. Should Ainz just turn up and put a little pressure on them, maybe relieve it at the same time? The issues you have against the invaders and the Quagga. What if that was to disappear? And somehow this undead has actually come to help them out here. Letting out a bit of an aura there. Someone of his caliber would also obviously have an inkling or two. Well, that just won't do, will it? terms and conditions of this assistance. But the longer you wait, the more chance that the Quagga will end up doing something that they won't be able to defend against. Ah, he's making that call himself. He'll reap the repercussions later. And there it is. A mountain and cavern this big, and yet all of the good materials are in the hands of the dwarves already. Try and grab some for themselves. They're opening the gate. And this is where they will... Ah! The Death Knights. In a small crowded tunnel like this, can't really swing his weapon around, but size and its fear factor alone will do well. Nice dodging. Seeing your friends and other fighters being slaughtered in their masses. Yep. Stand there and wait for your turn. And no resistance, no matter what kind of material they are inhibiting and eating and putting into their own bodies. Nothing will protect them from the swings of a Death Knight. And even on its way down, make one last attempt. With the bridge destroyed, it's not going to be easy for anyone to really pass that chasm now, but... Nani? I'm guessing he either heard some news back from Nazarick or the Death Knights falling. There we go. How could they have defeated 2 Death Knights in a blink? I like that he's thinking... not this... they might just had the greatest foe of all, gravity. But instead, a possibility of a player. I wonder if that will cloud any of his judgments going forward because of his, how invested he is on his search for them. Nice of them to get seats out for his entourage as well. But now, why would he lend his aid so readily without knowing that the dwarves will actually establish a friendly relationship with him? Food and liquor. Well, what else would anyone need? The minerals and equipment from dwarves. I mean, you came to the right people, I guess. So what is his payment for that? Also, I don't know about its safety anyway at the minute with all of these caverns. Anything could burrow through the walls or anything. Reclaim the capital for a race that has been pushed back this far. Dangerous. Well, now that he's got even more of a reason to go down there. If they've been confederated into one big clan now. And a dragon. Of course, what he does here is not out of the generosity of his heart. And as long as the dwarves uphold their end of the bargain and don't try any moves against him, then they will continue to have an ongoing friendly relationship. Yep, that makes sense. Reaching out for any help that they can get. But that's a jump, but right there. He said he'd invite them to his country, not just take. Well, also if he just gets the stuff they create, first dibs kind of thing, it's not a great return because they're still at the level which they are. So if the rune crafting itself continues to deteriorate, he'll just be getting shit. That's a serious discussion and a lot of heavy breathing. Well, it makes sense that they would be terrified. That's what that was in there. How untrustworthy. So what would they rather? Their entire race destroyed or be friends with someone that can't handle liquor? And how long were they deliberating for? Hopefully they didn't keep him standing around for too long. Enough forces, that would be about 4 Death Knights. And a Shouter. Is he going to hold any sort of inspection? He is trying to go above the preconceptions, in this world. Plus, it really puts a difference between those that initially go and help him and those that put up a resistance. They're treated very differently. Be a good little boy and sit down. It's not up to him. How's he going to hand out something that's not actually in his possession? Oh God! We have another heretic on our hands. I mean, he definitely cuts a specific presence. But they're not told about the Sorcerer King being an undead. You can see what has their attention. It is trying to expand his influence, his reach, and his diplomatic power. He will help return your capital if runesmiths come to live and work in his kingdom. And since those are actually ones willing to continue with the craft, don't crowd it! Look at Shaltir with admiration and some other things on her face there. At their current level, probably not. On the Dwarven King's hammer. 6. Well, at least they have the basis of runecrafting. Maybe with all of their combined knowledge, Irons could do something to draw out a little more. The crafter of a weapon like that. I like the inspirational music to really pull at the heartstrings, get them invested here. After seeing what is possible with a sword like that, though. Or does he... Ah. With him being one that wants to reclaim the glory of runecrafting and what the dwarves have built and their traditions of old. There will always be a place that are willing. They have a goal at hand. Prove the strength of the Sorcerer Kingdom, that is not just words. Who else? Oh, how fortuitous. Met him from the beginning. Of course he can't, he owns his soul. But also met him from the beginning, and he's exactly the kind of one that he was looking for. And with a book of runecraft, I could come in handy. It is... Oh no, I've lost my glasses. Gondor, where are you? I don't know what's going on. They're not known for their cleanliness and cleaning up behind them. Also, the first time there's one that experiences a fly like this, and but with the Death Knights at the bottom, if they just need to look down. Oh, is that where she keeps her notebook? I mean, in that dress, pockets might not come cheap, so... Still taking heed of every word and every move he makes. This isn't a time for outright destruction. The fact that he is trying to teach her and give her... Give her more of a way to think of this world, to think for herself. Be above what she was made for, what she was, or what she is. Keep thinking. I don't like how I might have worked out what was going on there with the bridge and the Death Knights, or picking up on something else. I'm not sure, but I'd go with the Death Knights. Is what keeping it to themselves. Titania, the Queen. So through the lakes of fire and lava, through the gaseous plains. If you think this is like between their forward fort and the capital, you'd find a way around, like a good bit, or at least clean out the path a little. Oh wow. That's a blast from the past, isn't it? Having Nabarel and the initial first party he was with. For them to meet that fate. How much help they could have been. And then you remember the sister and how Ainz was kind about that one. I mean, it could have went a lot worse for her. Back when there was a lot more just trying to eke out a bit of space in the world, and those fighting back needed to be mopped up quickly. Will there ever be any more news on Clementine? Or did her body just vanish forever? I think that's what was said. But I think we can say for certain that a mission success? At least they have agreed to the terms of the conditions there. Outright tens of runesmiths have been gotten on board, and with the book of rune crafting down in the treasury that may or may not just slip out. Now it looks like the Sorcerer Kingdom is going to go up in its estimations a little, have the runes spread a little. Really be another specialty for them. All it will take now is for the total and complete reclamation of a capital city, one from the great 8 clans of Quagga, a clan lord leading them all. Is that what it was? And let's not forget a dragon. Whether or not it is another sentient being that the Irons will be able to converse with, we'll have to see. Whether or not there's players around, honestly, no. Mainly because he believes that the Death Knights may have been taken down by someone powerful, not just a long fool. But that is once again an episode of Overlord where, due to unforeseen circumstances and people and races that are down on their luck, accepting the hand that has reached out to them. Personally, I think it's in their best interest. A lot better than if you tried to fight back. It seems Death and Slaughter would be getting the easy way out. And who knew that along his journeys here, the easiest way to get their attention immediately was, look at this alcohol. Ooh. It was nice seeing the Death Knight slice apart the Quagga, even if it was all just some non-moving CGI slices, and just seeing a bit of their power though on display there, just rushing through. Then again, Shout here is like, oh, mass hold, bloop. While we're actually fighting these rodents. I hope that those in charge actually put up a little bit more of a challenge. Surely one of them destroyed the bridge, and then there's probably going to be one or two, with different fur colours that are slightly stronger. Depends on what they ate, I think it was. Do they need to consistently keep getting that mineral to maintain that level of strength and fur colour, or is it just a one-time deal? But with Aura not talking, figuring out something, and then not telling Heinz because he was giving Shaltir a lesson, will that come up again? Will Aura see it as he had this planned all along, and there was a reason that he made sure that I didn't speak out loud? It'll be interesting to see, especially Shaltir actually taking some of these lessons on board and being a little more tactical rather than just full send everything. I really do appreciate the fact that the Floor Guardians are getting a little boost, a little bit of their max capabilities have yet to be seen. They're alive now, they're not mere NPCs. They've got so much to learn. I'd like to see a lot more of that. So I need to see a lot more Overlord. If this is something you're enjoying, consider letting me know. I don't think I could show you enough appreciation if you were to subscribe to the channel, or even just leave a like down below. But for now, get yourselves a bit of rest. Whether you're swayed by liquor or alcohol, just make sure I see you in the next one.